Kia ora tamariki. Today I've got a puka for you about Matariki. And today, Friday the 15th of May, Matariki is setting and it's rising again on the 13th to the 16th of July. I wonder if you know the 9 stars of Matariki. I'm still learning the names, so I've got a little list here. They're Matariki, Pōhutakawa, Waiti, Waita, Waipunarangi, Tupuanuku, Tupuarangi, Ururangi, and Hiwaiterangi. And this book is written by Miriama Kamo, and Zak Waipara drew the pictures, and it's called The Stolen Stars of Matariki. Behind dusty orange hills where the sky stretches down to the sea, there's a magical, wild, windy place called Te Matahapuku. Some people call it Birdling's Flat. Te Rerehua and Sam often stay at Te Matahapuku with their Grandma and Pōua. That's their grandfather. Te Matahapuku Beach isn't sandy or shelly. Te Matahapuku Beach is stony. It's made of trillions upon trillions of grey stones. There are as many stones on Te Matahapuku Beach as there are stars in the sky. Te Rerehua and Sam love to search there for special stones called agate. They are tricky to find, but worth it. Unlike the grey stones, agate gleams bright white. If you hold it up to the light, it's almost as if you can see right through it. At night, the 2 children dress warmly and go eeling with Grandma and Pōua. Pōua uses his torch and his gaff to catch the eels. Grandma lies on the stones with Sam and Te Rerehua. They look up at the sky, bursting with stars. As Pōua's gaff splashes into the water and the wind whips around their cheeks, Grandma tells the children stories. One night, as they watched the moon slip behind the wispy night clouds, something caught Grandma's eye. "Pai kare," she exclaimed. "What's happened to Matariki? There are normally 9 stars, but tonight I see only 7. What's happened to Pōhutakawa and Hiwaiterangi?" Sam and Te Rerehua scanned the night sky. Oh no, Grandma was right. There were 2 stars missing from the Matariki cluster. "Oh dear, I know what's happened," said Grandma. What? Te Rerehua asked breathlessly. "It's those blimmin' patupaiarehe that live up in the hills. They've been stealing the stars again." Patupaiarehe are fairy folk, it tells me here in this book. "Stealing the stars?" Sam looked doubtful. Grandma pulled the children in close. "You know how you go searching for agate? Well, they're special because they're tiny pieces of star. The patupaiarehe steal the stars and hide them among the grey stones of Te Matahapuku. That's why they are so hard to find." Just then they heard giggling and laughing. Without making a sound, Grandma and the children picked their way up the stony bank. Peering over the top, they couldn't believe their eyes. Down at the water's edge was a group of patupaiarehe. They were dancing about. Oh, how they danced! And inside their rope net lay 2 glowing rocks. Oh, way! They've captured Pōhutakawa and Hiwa-i-te-rangi, whispered Grandma. Without those 2 stars, it'll be hard to know when it's time to stop eeling and rest for winter. Sam and Te Rerehua looked at her with alarm. What shall we do, Grandma? Well, patupaiarehe don't like sunlight. It burns their delicate white skin, Grandma began. Te Rerehua gasped. Oh, I know what to do. You wait here, Grandma. Haere taua, Sam. Let's go. Te Rerehua and Sam slipped in among the patupaiarehe. Because the children were small and fair-haired, the naughty patupaiarehe assumed they were also fairy people. Can we help? Te Rerehua asked. One of the patupaiarehe giggled. We're going to hide these 2 stars under the stones. Then they'll break up into smaller pieces and we'll use them to make our kakahu, clothes. You make your clothes from the stars? Exclaimed Sam. Yes, the impish patupaiarehe crowed as they twirled about in their glittering korowai cloaks. We can help, just tell us how, said Te Rerehua. Full of self-importance, the patupaiarehe all began talking at once, boasting about their techniques, how they cast their nets high into the sky to catch the perfect stars and how they pull them down to earth. They told how the stones were ground down and how they would weave them into panekoti, korowai and tīpare. Panekoti are skirts, tīpare are headbands and korowai are beautiful cloaks. They skited for so long that they did not notice the glow of the sun peeping over the horizon. Oh, look, said Sam casually. It's nearly daytime. The patupaiarehe shrieked, The sun! The sun! Oma! Oma! Te Rerehua grinned. Her plan had worked. The fairies ran for the hills, leaving the 2 glowing stars, Pōhutakawa and Hiwa-i-te-rangi, behind on the beach. Grandma, Pōua, Te Rerehua called. Grandma and Pōua were very pleased with Sam and Te Rerehua. Ka pai tō korua mahi, they said. Good work, you 2. But what do we do now? Te Rerehua asked. Grandma looked fondly at Pōua. He knew just what to do. Pōua hooked Pōhutakawa with his gaff. Stand back, he said to the children. Pōua heaved Pōhutakawa high into the sky. The star made a shining arc across the dawn sky as she bumped into the other stars, then took her place. Pōua did the same for Hiwa-i-te-rangi. As the sun began to rise over the ocean, the 2 sister stars twinkled happily. Sam and Te Rerehua waved back. The 9 stars of Matariki were back together again. Grandma, Te Rerehua and Sam helped Pōua carry his sack of newly caught eels home. The sun would dry the eels nicely on the rack. It was going to be a great day. Kua mutu te puka. The book is all finished. And I hope we all have a wonderful Matariki Māori New Year. Ka kite anō.